And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Welcome to the Dice Tower.
Hey, I'm Tom, and this is Melody, Amy, and Holly. And today we're taking a look at a game from Calliope Games called Roll For It. Now you'll notice we have two copies here. We have red Roll For It and purple Roll For It. These are the same game, although they have different components, and you can combine them. They have different dice and different cards in them. We'll take a look at how the game works first, and then we'll be back. Here's what you get inside the boxes. You can see that the color of cards is different and the dice are different. Here we have these are usually called pearl colored dice, and here we have translucent dice. So you might have, you might want one or the other. The cards are also different too. Like, I mean, there's the same kind of mix, but here there's a card with 4 5s, and in this set there's a card with 4 6s. You can mix these together and have one big deck of red or blue cards, it doesn't matter, or you can play with just one deck. Now what you're going to do is you're going to randomly put 3 cards in the middle of the table. And one person will start, and you'll just go around. And the way the game works is you're going to roll your dice. Now when I roll my dice like this, I look at my dice and I say, ooh, I got 2 4s. There's a 6, a 3, so I'm going to put 2 4s here. If I get a third 4 there, I'm going to get that card. I could put the 3 here, but I don't think I'm going to win that, so that's it. And then maybe the next player will go. So then red goes, and they roll their dice, and they get they got a 4 5 6. So they are going to take this card, and they got a 3, and they'll stick it over here. So they get their 5 dice back, and this card is replaced with this one. And then purple goes, and purple is using the translucent purple because that's a cooler color. And so they roll theirs, and they're like, well, I rolled a 4, so I'll try for that also. And I rolled a 2. Oh, a 2 and a 4, I could take that, but no. Let's say purple doesn't want to do that. Purple wants to go for the 4. It's back to blue's turn. This time blue only rolls 4 dice. You can only roll the number of dice you have available. Blue rolls did not get the 4, which is a little irritating, so he gives up and sticks a 3 over here. Then red goes. Red rolls 3 6s, which would normally be pretty cool, doesn't matter, but he can add a 5 over here. Purple then rolls, and purple gets another 4, adds it here, and decides to stick a 2 here just in case. And then blue rolls. Blue gets the third 4 finally, which returns the purple and the blue dice, and a new card turns over here. And the cards range in different values. The biggest cards are 15-point cards, which require all 6 of your dice. So, you know, when you work on one of those, that's the only thing you're going for. The first person to get 40 points worth of cards is the winner of the game. All right, guys, so what do you think of this game? Holly, what do you think?
I like the part where you roll against each other and watching other people roll against each other. It's funny.
Oh, okay. Amy?
I like competing too, as Holly said, and I like getting the higher ones because if you get higher points, the more likely you'll win.
Okay. Melody?
I like this game too. I thought completing a quest before someone else was a lot of fun, especially if like almost everyone was competing for that same quest. What I thought was getting the same amount of small numbers and big numbers at the same time would help get more points. Because people who try to get the bigger numbers were too slow, and little numbers, well, they're fast but little.
This game is super simple. I mean, super duper 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 simple. But I think it will fit in many situations. This is not a game that I'm going to sit around and go, let's play Roll For It. But I don't mind playing it. For me, it's almost like a mindless activity, rolling the dice and laughing at how good your roll was or how bad your roll was. And mixing the sets together gives you different sets. You know, I'm still not convinced going for the 6 cards is a good idea, especially if someone else goes for the 6 cards and ruins it every single time for you. What?
You're talking to Holly.
I'm talking to both of you. Is that funny? You think it's funny? Okay. But the dice are quality. Everything looks really cool. And it's the kind of game I think people will want to play time and time again. A very cheap price point. You don't need both sets unless you want to play with 8 players. I'm kind of good with 4 or 5 players, but I don't know. I maybe get one set to try it out. What do you guys think of it from a 1 to 10? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best game ever.
6.
9.
Amy?
9.
So you two really liked it, okay? Especially Amy. Amy doesn't like many games, but this one you thought was a really good one. All right. So you can play me because you're guaranteed to win. I think I came in last. Our last game I played.
I think I only beat you by a few points.
That's not the point. I wanted to win. Anyway, let's roll for it.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.